Just imagine Pesach without any cleaning. Wouldn't it be great? Well, that's what Pesach Sheni is. Pesach Sheni is a time when people that didn't get a chance to celebrate Pesach the first time around, 1 month later, are able to celebrate Pesach the second time around. The Pasuk tells us if somebody was a Tamei Lenefesh Adam, if somebody was impure, you can't eat from the Karban Pesach. Or if somebody was B'derech Rechoka, somebody was on the road traveling, and they weren't in Yerushalayim for Pesach, you get a second chance. You have an opportunity to bring the Karban Pesach again. But when I think of Pesach Sheni, I think of Koirech. That part of the Seder when we take the two matzahs and we put some maror in between and we say Zeicher lemikdash kehillel, Kain asa Hillel, Bizman shebeis hamikdash haya kayam. This is what Hillel did. Haya koirech Pesach matzah u'maror biyachad. He would take the Pesach, he would take the matzah, he would take the maror, he would sandwich it together. Lekayim ashenemar al matzah sumerorim yoichluhu. Now that pasuk, the fulfillment of that pasuk, interestingly, is not the pasuk that is mentioned when we originally speak about the Karban Pesach. Rather, this is the pasuk that the Torah speaks about when it talks about Pesach Sheni. Now, we're in the middle of the Seder. It's Pesach Rishon. Why would Hillel have mentioned this pasuk? And the answer is, think about who Hillel was. You know the story. Hillel came to learn in the Beis Medrash, but it cost money to learn. So he wasn't able to get into the Beis Medrash. So what did he do? He went up onto the roof to listen in. And then a tremendous amount of snow fell. And they didn't realize that he was there until somebody noticed that the light was dark. They quickly went and they found him. Hillel says, don't take no for an answer. Don't give up. Don't be one of those who gets turned away at the door and then says, forget it, they don't want me. I lost out. Be a Pesach Sheni Yid. Be someone who's willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. Recently, my bubby Moses had her yahrzeit. And I was talking to my mother about my grandmother. My grandmother, Rebbetzin Moses, was a tiny little woman. Well, at least her physical stature was, but she was really a giant. She and my Zaidi survived World War II. And in the early 70s, my Zaidi was sick in the hospital. My mother was young. And they got the news that my Zaidi is going to die. And my mother turns to my grandmother and she says, so Ma, I guess we're living on borrowed time. And my bubby says, Surala, what do you think I've been doing since the war? I've been living on borrowed time. We're all living on borrowed time. My bubby was a Pesach Sheni Yidna. She was a woman who lost everything in the war. And so did my Zayda. And they rebuilt their lives. They refused to take no for an answer. They said, we might not have been Zoicha the first time around, but we will do our utmost to succeed to build a Jewish home. And Hashem blessed them indeed with a beautiful home and beautiful children, grandchildren, and now Kenai Nahara, great-grandchildren. My Bubby and Zadie are no longer living, but their legacy lives on because they refused to give up. They refused to take no for an answer.